Hiding the pond liner around the edges of the pond is something that I get asked a lot. I've just finished doing it on my latest pond edition, so I'll use this opportunity to talk about what I like to do. G'day, my name is Kev. The aim of my channel is to help people build and maintain ponds without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, you might like to subscribe and check out my website, ozponds.com. The first thing I like to do before beginning any edge treatments is to completely fill the pond and get it running. I'll also trim off any large amounts of excess liner. I like to keep about 30 or 40 centimetres of liner to play with at this stage. I know when you watch the professionals, the edges and everything are beautiful as soon as the pond's turned on. But I don't have a laser level, so the best way for me to know where water level is to fill the pond up and set my level that way. Once I know where the final water level is, I can add in any more rock and pebble that's required, and then backfill with dirt behind the liner. I like to run the pond like this for a week. I like to pay special attention, especially where the water flows from one drop to the next. Even though I've done my best to foam and send water over the rocks, some's always going to find its way around and through the pebble. Low edges are the most common cause of leaks, so it's really worth taking your time to watch where water's pooling and make sure that nothing is escaping outside the liner. My aim is to have the water level about 15 centimetres below the top of my liner. I fold the liner back on itself so that I have around another 15 centimetres tucked away, just in case I need it in the future. It's not easy to film these fiddly things by yourself. Hopefully this terrible drawing will help explain what I'm doing. So the top of the liner fold is 15 centimetres above the water surface. Then I bring ground level to the top of the liner. The excess liner is tucked down on the outside of the pond. When you're doing this, you want to take your time and not just scrunch or bunch up the liner and just shove it down. I'm aiming for a nice narrow vertical bead with the least amount of folds and creases as possible. Here you can see I start by having the liner nice and high and packing in the dirt behind. Once I'm happy, I added some pebble just over the top to conceal the liner. I then added in some scleranthus, which is a moss-like ground cover. Over time, these will grow over the rocks and down to the water's edge. Big rocks are cool because it's easy to bring the mulch right up to them and it looks good right away. Under the window here, I've even left some of the liner bead exposed. Along this edge I'll be planting bacopa, so it's just going to become a wall of green anyway. Over time, as the plants grow in, you only really end up seeing the larger rocks exposed anyway. It doesn't bother me in the pond's early days to have a little bit of the liner showing. That's because every time I build a new pond, I worry about leaks. And like I said, at the start the most common cause of leaks are low edges. So by having easy access to the top of the liner, I can make it really easy to track down a potential leak. And of course, most aquatic plants grow quick and will cover that little bead of liner in no time. Sometimes I'll use just pebbles to cover the liner, and then I like to use the 1 in 3 rule. A 1 in 3 slope allows the pebbles to sit on it without sliding down into the pond or the stream. It's called a 1 in 3 slope because for each unit of height, you need 3 units of width. So to get my 15 centimetre of liner above water level, I would slope back 45 centimetres. I hope that makes sense. It's a handy technique if you're looking to create a beach entry. In this pond, these pebble areas will just become overgrown with plants. Anyway, the main thing is to just take your time. Make sure the liner is well above water level, avoid bunching and creasing the liner, try and create a nice vertical edge, unless using the 1 in 3 slope. And watch a few videos on what the professionals do. They explain it and show it much better than I do. And don't stress too much. For the most part, plants are going to cover your beautiful or horrible edge work anyway. I hope this video has helped someone out. I don't feel like I added much value to this topic, so if you made it this far, thanks for watching. And if you did find it helpful, feel free to tap the thumbs up button. See ya.